Let's talk about the slope of a straight line. The slope of any line describes its direction and the tilt or the incline. This is also called the gradient of the line. Now all lines should be examined and read from left to right. Notice if a line is going uphill as you trace it from left to right, that is said to have positive slope. If a line is going downhill from left to right, it is said to have negative slope. If a line has no tilt or no angle and goes straight across, it is said to have a slope of 0. All horizontal lines will have the form of y equals some number. So if only the y is present, then that will give you a horizontal line. A vertical line is straight up and down, so the slope will be undefined when we calculate that using a formula. Now, a vertical line's equation is always x equals a given number. Now, here is the formula that we will use to calculate the slope between any 2 points. Notice the letter M here is used in place of slope, and that's pretty much universal in all math courses. Let's say you are given 2 ordered pairs, 2, 3 and -1, 5, and you're told that those 2 points make a line. What is the slope of the line connecting those 2 points? What I do first is I label the x and the y, because x is always the first number, y is always the second number or coordinate. Now in that first ordered pair, I put little 1s there just as distinguishing they came from ordered pair 1. And the second ordered pair, I put little 2s. Now I'll substitute into this formula. y2 is 5 minus the y1 is 3. x2 is -1 minus the x1, which is 2. Now simply calculate this. In the numerator, 5 minus 3 equals 2. In the denominator, -1 minus 2 is -3. This slope is -2/3. Remember, since it's negative, that would have been a line going downhill. Now be careful. If your slope is calculated as 0 over any number, I'm just going to randomly choose 5. Remember, 0 in a numerator means 0 is the slope. And if you have a 0 slope, then that is a horizontal line. Also, when calculating using this formula, you could get a slope where 0 is in the bottom or the denominator. Remember, a fraction is undefined if it has a 0 denominator. So when you have undefined slope, that will mean you have a vertical line. Now there are 2 equations you need to know along with the slope formula. The first equation is the point slope form. To work with this, you will be given a slope. Let's say we're given the slope of -2. And you will be given 1 ordered pair coordinates from a line. Let's just say we have 2 and -7. You will then use this formula to construct the equation of a line. So substituting into the formula, I have y minus -7. You see this x, y coordinates that were given to us. Instead of getting 2 sets of coordinates like in the slope formula, I've only been given 1 set of coordinates. So that will be the x1, y1. Then that's equal to the m, which is the slope, and that's m for us would be -2. Substitute that in. And then I have x minus x1, which is a 2. Now you can simplify this a bit, and that would be y plus 7 equals -2 times x minus 2. This is the equation of a line given in point slope form. Many homework problems ask you to put that in a second form. The second form is called the slope-intercept form. So what we will do is we take this first answer and you will solve for y. So if I solve for y, I notice I had to distribute that negative 2 in the first answer, so that's negative 2x plus 4. Then I need to subtract the 7 on both sides of the equation, and I get y equals negative 2x minus 3. That would be my second answer. And that answer is in the form of the slope-intercept equation. Now remember, there are also two special types or families of lines. Parallel lines always have the same slope and they never intersect. So if you know line 1 has slope of 5, then its corresponding line 2 must also have slope of 5. It must have equal slopes. However, perpendicular lines do cross. They cross to form right angles. And you'll notice here in the icon, perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. There are two things that must happen. They must have opposite signs and be reciprocals of each other. That means they need to be flipped. So if line 1 has slope of 1/2, then its counterpart that's perpendicular, line 2, has slope that is a negative, that's the opposite sign, of 2/1. Good luck with slope and lines.